Hi guys, welcome back to Anxious Amber. This is Amber. Today I have an unboxing for you from Diamond Art Club. I have Neko Mart by Jeremiah Kettner to show you. And then I have Otter Friends by Erica the Goober. Both of these kits have been out of stock for a really long time, and when they came back into stock, I went ahead and got them. They'd been on my wish list, and so I'm excited to look through them and see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and take the plastic off of both of them, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I thought we would start with Otter Friends. I did want to go ahead and show you what comes in the box for this one. So it comes in this nice sleeve that you slide out. Then you get your standard toolkit with Diamond Art Club. Well, which does include their twist and pick pen. You just twist it up and there is preloaded wax in there. Oh, well that's coming out of there weird. Never had one do that before. I just gave a little thin line. See if we can get the whole thing started. I don't know. And then you also get a 4-placer at the end of it, which does just pop off if you want to put a different placer on there. Then you get a bag of baggies. What I really like is their tray. So it does come with a lid that goes on and off pretty easily. It has a stopper. And then inside of it, you get your pink heart-shaped wax. You get a thin 7 multi-placer. And then you get more of the clear wax that comes in their twist and pick pen. It's loaded in here already. And that way you can put more in there, or you can use your multi-placers in there. Then the tray has pretty sturdy walls, pretty tall walls on there. Let's see, the lines are kind of get shorter and shorter. That way your drills don't get stuck up here in the corners. Has a nice long spout on it. If you wanted to kit up into these, you could once you get a nice collection of them. I always struggle getting the lid back on, but it does go on there. And I think maybe I did it upside down. Yeah, like I said, I struggle. There we go. So what's so nice about this is that this is wide enough for your labels, your color labels, symbol labels, whatever you want to call them. And then there is a groove here so you can stack them on top of each other. All right. Now inside the box we have our canvas, and you'll get an envelope that says thank you for your purchase. It has tips and tricks in it, step-by-step instructions, Facebook group, kit contents, and 20% off your first app purchase on there. Then you also will maybe get a treasure quest card. This is of course a bronze. There are different levels, so bronze, silver, gold, and black cards. Bronze is obviously the most common, and you can put these together to earn different rewards, different discount rewards and things. So there's the original artwork. This has 60 colors. It is round drill. The canvas is 22 by 28 inches or 55.6 by 70.7 centimeters. There's a look at all of the colors. Looks like we have 2 ABs and 2, 3, 4, 5 fairy dust drills. All of these are individual stickers, which is really nice if you keep track in like a logbook, a paper logbook. Then your canvas will come in a protective plastic sleeve, like a dust protector. And then your drills will be inside of there. So with diamond art canvases, it's safe to roll them backwards. You don't have to. Whoops, sorry, knocked the camera. You don't have to. They will eventually lay flat themselves. But just to get you guys a good view of this, I'm going to go ahead and roll it back. I can tell you right now, I love her tail. All right, so Diamond Art Club canvases have the branding at the top, the Do What Makes You Sparkle. They have the scalloped and poked edges to help avoid fraying. And then they're pretty soft on the back. They have a nice thick plastic cover on them. They're really sticky. And then the plastic cover I have found I really enjoy. It is perforated with sections. And so you just can pull those off and you don't have to use washi tape to make your sections. You can still use washi tape if you prefer to make your own sections, but I do like that feature. Then down the left-hand top side, you have your legend for all of your symbols. And you will also find that at the bottom right. And she is so cute. I will say I've seen images of this one completed, like pictures and stuff, and her nose I thought looked weird. But mainly the reason why I got this, there is another kit from Erica the Goober called, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it has a flamingo with, like talking to a mermaid that's up out of the water a little bit. And it is the same mermaid. So I felt like they were sort of companion pieces. And so when this came back in stock, I went ahead and got it. I do love the colors. I love the pinks and the teals. Here's the little otter guy, and she's giving him a flower crown. And then if you look really close, there's an otter guy up here, shadow of an otter. There's an otter right here that's like the shadow. And then there's another one down here that already has a flower crown. So that's really pretty. If you look real close, the symbols are really clear. Down at the bottom of the canvas, you do have the thumbnail of the artwork, the licensing, the name of the kit, Otter Friends, the size and everything. You've got Diamond Art Club socials and the warranty that comes if you are the original purchaser of the kit. Then let's see, we're going to go ahead and get into the drills. So Otter Friends is labeled onto the packaging, which I really appreciate. And then before I pull them out of here, look at that pretty color spread. Greens and blues and pinks. Just really happy, fun colors. All right, let's look for our special drills here. 2 bags of that 957 and 991. All right, you get 2 bags of our first special drill, which is fairy dust. I'm not sure that's going to pick it up too well. These have a really fine glitter coating on top. It's really hard to pick it up in camera, especially on lighter colors, but it just adds a little bit of extra sparkle to your kit. Some dark greens. So here is another fairy dust. It is like a white fairy dust. So again, it's probably not going to pick it up too well because of the lighter colors. It's harder to see it on. I really like Diamond Art Club drills. They make them in-house, so they are very consistent in size and shape. Here is another fairy dust drill. All right, here's our first AB. It's a pink color. These are my favorite. You can see that coating on there is is very, very vibrant and stands out a whole lot more than the fairy dust drills. AB stands for Aurora Borealis, so they're named after the northern lights, and it just really picks up the colors that are placed around it and really just shines really beautifully. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of trash in these. I haven't really seen any trash. They're all pretty well the same size. So I really appreciate their quality. It's just, for me, their quality is the best. And then we have smaller bags here, and just colors that aren't going to be in here too much. There's a pink straggler in that green. And that's usually the trash that I have. Things that are just not where they're supposed to be. Okay, all right, here's another fairy dust, a light pink. And just the tiniest amount of this fairy dust drill. And then we have this last little straggler. Here is our second AB. Really pale peach color. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and look to find the ABs and the fairy dust drills, and then I'll come back and show you where those go. Okay, guys, it did take me a minute. I went ahead and cut out the special drills so I could show them to you before I point out where they go on the canvas. So our first special drill, let's see, is going to be this darker AB. And I wanted to show you, that's its symbol. And it is in the tail. So it is going to go all right here. It's sort of like this middle pink. It goes down her tail. This AB does. That's going to be really pretty. The next AB is the X symbol, and it is this lighter pink. It's also going to be in the tails where I found it. If you look, there's just these little specks of lighter color. Here's one. There's just like 4 drills there. That is the X symbol. So it just sort of highlights in the tail. There's a couple in here. Some lines of it through here, through the bottom of her tail. So it just really is going to highlight the tail. Then we have our green fairy dust. Let me find it here. So the symbol for it is the plus sign, and it is just this color right here, this light green. And so it goes up here, it's in the seaweed, which you can't see. So right here in the seaweed, the sort of the lightest green. Then we have a light pink fairy dust, which is what I call an open triangle. The reason I call it that, it just in my head, it's not filled in. So if you look over at the other colors, you see here this down arrow is filled in black. To me, this triangle is what I call open because it's not filled in. And that is going to be this color. And it is sort of like that AB. There's just 2 here, 2 here. There's 2 there, 4 right here. So it's just sort of spread throughout to highlight certain areas. This is a little bit of a bigger section of it. I think that's about it for that one. Not very much. Then our next is sort of the teal color, which is a U. And we have a lot of that, and that is because it is the background. It's this right here, this right here. So it's going to make the water really have a nice shine to it. All this right here is U. All this up in here is U. There's some over in here. So it definitely is going to go throughout the whole painting. That's why there's 2 bags of it. Then the next one, we have sort of the peachy color, which is an open heart. This one took me forever to find. It is actually just right here in the starfish of her top. And then we had the white fairy dust, which is just the square dot. And it outlines her whole tail. Comes down around here and outlines. It outlines this part on her back. You've got a little bit across the top of the otter. Some right here, like maybe for an earring. And then there's like little bubbles that it makes up the little bubbles. All right, guys, so that is it for Otter Friends by Erica the Goober and Diamond Art Club. I'm going to go ahead and get this one boxed back up, and then I'll come back with Neko Mart. All right, guys, I went ahead and got this one all out so we didn't have to go through the whole process since we went through it on the other kit. If I can go up to the top here, I can't get the whole thing in screen, unfortunately. But this is just so cute. You've got little cats, and it says Neko Mart right here. So they're just like at a grocery store or something. A couple more cats down here. Very cute. Little bicycle. There's a cat peeking up over here. Right here. Again, this is Diamond Art Club, so all of the canvas features are going to be the same. The kit was the same. I did want to show you my thank you for your purchase, so we can look at the treasure quest card. Looks like I got another bronze. Yes. Still a nice collectible. Then, of course, this is Neko Mart by Jeremiah Kettner. I hope I'm pronouncing Neko correctly. It's either Nico or Neko. I think it's Neko. And I believe... Don't quote me, but I believe that just means cat in Japanese. There is the artwork. And this has 50 colors. It is another round canvas. It's 22 by 25 inches or 55.6 by 63.8 centimeters. And again, those are all stickers, individual stickers. These are all stickers. The name is a sticker, so it's really nice. I really do like their sticker sheets. So if you look here, here's our 50 colors, and it looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3 ABs and 3 fairy dust drills in this kit. Here are our drills. So again, the bag is labeled Neko Mart in case you store them separately. This was the one I really was waiting for to come back in stock. I love Jeremiah Kettner's artwork, and it's just so cute. I love the cats. All right, let's do the color spread really quick. A lot of jewel tones, blues, greens, purples, some pinks in there. Really nice. So look, that's a pretty purple color. Anything in the 6,000 range is a color that Diamond Art Club made themselves just to fill in some, oh, I don't know, just some where the DMC chart is lacking. DMC is like embroidery threads that you buy. That is the colors that they go off of. That's what these numbers are. And so anything in the 6,000s are going to be colors that Diamond Art Club has made in-house to fill in where DMC is lacking. And I haven't seen any special drills yet. And that's a really pretty like Kelly green color. All right, here's special drills. We've got AB 3609, so just a really light pink color. And you can see that special coating on there. And then right next to it, we have our first fairy dust, which is a dark purple. Yeah, you can see that coating a little bit on there. Again, it's just a little bit more difficult to pick up on camera. Here's another fairy dust. Pretty like bluish color. Lots of pretty greens in this. Okay, here is our last fairy dust. This is a pink. Okay, here's an AB, just a really small amount of that color. And our last AB is this blue, really small amount of that as well. So I'm going to pause for a minute, pull out the special drills from the train, and then I'll look to see where they go so I can show that to you. I'll be back. Okay guys, I think I found them all. So first up we have the orange AB. Just a tiny little bit of it. It is sort of this sideways hourglass. And let me get the other colors out of the way. So it's just this little bit right here. It goes around this smiley face. And then there's a little bit over here in this lantern. And that's all there is of this. So just the tiniest amount. Next up, we have the pink AB, which is the letter P. There's a lot more of it. So it is the back of this sign. It goes across the top of the roof here. It's all of the sky right here. Back here, it's the sky. So there's a lot more of it. Next up, we have... There it is, the blue AB. And this one was really hard for me to find. It is literally the center of this cat's eyes. And then down at the bottom, it's the center of this cat's eyes. It is the letter A, if I didn't show that. So yeah, there's not a lot of that color at all. Next up, so I actually found a mistake. This is why you should go through all of your kits when you get them. So I got Fairy Dust Z3708, but in the kit I should have Z3078. So it's just the numbers are switched around, but you can see what a difference it makes because this is pink and the color I should have is sort of a yellowishy color. So I'm going to contact customer support. Send them a picture of this and show them, you know, and they should send it out to me. It shouldn't be a problem. But that color, that's sort of a yellow fairy dust, is the plus sign, and it just goes right here. It's the back of this sign. And then there's just a little bit highlighting sort of this vending machine right here. So I'm going to leave that color out so I can take a picture when I get all done and show Diamond Art Club that I need the correct color. Next up is the purple fairy dust, which is this down white arrow. And it's going to be in this cat down here, this dark purple, like the spots on the cat, which I like. And then it's also the rooftop up here. All of this is that down white arrow. So, and then it also makes up the letters of Neko Mart. I really like the placement of that. I like that the letters are going to be a little extra shiny. Then last up we have this blue fairy dust, which is this parallel line here. And it actually makes up the back here of the vending machine. It's all that. It's this little bit of blue right around here. And There's some blue down here, like behind the bicycle. Oh no, that's a squiggly parallel line. Sorry, that's not it. Ignore that part. So yeah, I think it's just back here. Now, here it is. It's this cat up here. And it's a little bit in the planet and the spaceship. And then there's a little bit here in this window sign. So I really like the placement. I think it's spread out throughout the painting really well. And it's going to look really nice. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you for joining me. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And I'll see you the next time. Bye. Hey guys, I decided to come back and let you know that I did send an email to customer support at Diamond Art Club, and they got back to me in less than a minute with a confirmation order. They're sending me the correct number, and they of course apologized for the mistake. So again, just go through your kits, make sure everything's correct, and if not, send them a quick email. I did take a picture of the drills beside the color on the canvas, showing them the numbers and what it was really supposed to be. And they responded that quickly, and I'm going to get the correct color. So no issues there. I wasn't worried about it. As long as you purchased it from their site, you have your order number. Like I said, I took a picture and sent it to them so they could see what I was talking about. It was absolutely painless, and I'm going to get the correct color. So they're definitely a good company to purchase from, in my opinion. Thanks, guys. Bye.